gentlemen, we do need to make a start, so if you could just find your way into a seat. We're very excited. We hope you're excited to be here.
Shall we go in?
Yeah.
We are about 10 minutes away from beginning the process of finding 8 incredible rock brains.
This is Mark Boerebach, rock brain extraordinaire. He knows absolutely everything there is to know about the Australian music charts of the 1980s.
Is the rock brain.
But for Mark, tonight's gig is a mix of excitement and high anxiety. He's been an outcast his entire life. Right now, he's hoping to be crowned a quiz king by winning a spot on Australia's rockinest TV show.
Who is the brain for the RocKwiz production tonight? Thank
Hey
you
Mark, you
very
ready to
much,
rock?
Mr. Timmy.
I don't know. You actually get a better idea if I bring it into this. Let's see what happens.
This is Mark's 5th TAFE course. He's almost 40 and never had a pay packet. Mark has only 20% vision and he has Aspergers Syndrome, a type of autism.
Hey Mark.
That's Russell, his teacher.
Yeah, this is a professional.
And my partner.
Oh, there you are.
We first read about Mark in the local paper. Our son has Asperger's too. People with Asperger's are specialists. Mark's thing is 80s music.
TPI, 70s, 80s, back.
When on that first day I walked into TAFE and Russell asked me what was the top 5 songs from this particular week. I gave him the top 5 songs and he actually somersaulted off his chair. Couldn't believe it.
Do you see what I mean? Because otherwise no one's going to see that it's you.
Russell thought a savant with a gift like Mark's would do brilliantly on RocKwiz, and appearing on national TV might just kickstart a new direction in Mark's life. The RocKwiz people were intrigued and gave us a date to come and try out, but there'll be no special treatment. A tiger has to earn his stripes, they tell us.
Rock and roll shop here, raising some funds for Mark Boerebach is going down the RocKwiz.
The students from Russell's TAFE class kick in with a fundraiser. For Mark, it's a chance to win over the crowd with his amazing recall.
The first week of September, 1986.
No problems. Number 1, Berlin, Take My Breath Away. At number 2, Peter Cetera, The Glory of Love, from the soundtrack of Karate Kid 2. At number 3, we had Bananarama and Venus. Yeah. At number 4, The Edge of Heaven from Wham. And at number 5, we had another track in there from Varni and it's Stimulation. There you go.
Wah-wah-nee, yay! How good was that?
We booked some tickets to fly to Melbourne, but first we need to find Mark a shirt cool enough to wear on TV.
You were in Nick Barker and the Reptiles too, weren't you?
Yeah, I played bass with them for a couple of years before Ratcat.
Oh right. They had a hit called "Come Up and Make Me Smile," which was originally done by Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel.
That was?
Yeah, and your version charted in September of 1989.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Steve Harley's version charted back in 1975.
Fantastic. Let's look for a shirt, eh?
Yeah, why not? Let's have a look.
Okay. I think black's your colour.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
But finding shoes to match isn't so simple.
What about some shoes, Mark?
I know how to do shoelaces, hence why I always have slip-ins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My mothers and my brothers have shown me how to do it quite a few times, but I don't know, I suppose to do with my Aspergers Syndrome, my head seems to It feels like it's blowing up every time someone's trying to show me.
Yep, that's the one. I think so.
I like it. It's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Have a look in the mirror. Keep going over a little bit further. What do you reckon? Classic, stylish.
Yeah, it's very good. It's it's kind of blackish, but it's sort of got like a lighted, what would you say? I suppose a bright colour to it. So it's
a nice highlight.
Yeah. I have a black and a white area in my flat. Pretty much the white area is where anyone can come in and just do normal things, and the black area of my flat's pretty much my bedroom. That's pretty much where I keep everything spotlessly clean, because if I feel something that's not clean, it might be its natural skin oils, dust, dirt, glue or whatever. I have a huge onslaught of anxiety, and it just makes me sweat and makes me my heartbeat goes up. What I do is because I'm stepping here in this middle section here, I wipe my feet like that, just get all the sticky stuff off, whatever I've tried on in the shop. Where I've actually stepped, I'll wipe this area down, because my feet are clean and my soles are clean, where the floor is clean. So I know by that time I've worked myself to the end, I'm now walking on a perfectly clean floor.
Mark was born blind, but after a series of operations regained some sight. Many autistic savants are blind. Perhaps this is part of the reason why Mark has such a phenomenal memory. But his talents haven't made life easy. Sometimes I wonder if it's that Mark can't cope with the world, or that the world can't cope with him.
So basically I'll be sitting there eating my lunch, and 6, 7, 8, even many times 20, 25 kids would come up to me, and they just smack me in the face, push my body onto the ground, kick me all over, jump all over me. Kids enjoyed it, and they just loved to see me upset. One thing I do remember was, I think 86 or 87, there was like a big party in the school hall. I could hear the music, I could hear all the kids laughing and all that. And I sort of, at that moment, wished to God that I could just be just a normal teenager and join in and just have fun and all that, but I was just totally excluded. I dreamt of love. I just dreamt of love. I wanted a kid, a friend. Well, I was 12 and he would have been 12, same age as me. I dreamt of a friend, somebody that wouldn't hurt me, somebody that felt light as air. I often dreamt of this plastic kid on this cardboard bike floating through the air and just falling on top of me, and it just that thought process that really, when it happened through my head, I just felt really good. It really lightened me up. A few years later, in 1982, when I actually felt a soft drink bottle, I think from memory it's a Pepsi 2-litre bottle. I thought, yeah, this kid I've dreamt of for all these years, this is exactly the same plastics as this kid's made of. There I was, standing in front of 20, 30 people around me, relatives and aunts and friends and all that. I had this really strange reaction, and because it was such a positive sensory overload reaction, I sort of had to move out of that area and sort of into a more private part of the house, because it was such a enjoyable experience. I just felt this incredibly intense, positive sensory overload. And what would happen when I'm at school, I'd still be bashed up and all that, but I'd just sit there and just ignore them. It was just such a different experience. I felt this wonderful sense of being tolerant. I really felt like a totally different person when I played with those things. I came back one day when I was working. I walked into a Franklin store and walked into the soft drink aisle. Couldn't believe it, the whole aisle. I looked at all the soft drink bottles, and all the black bases that used to be on the bottom had all changed. It was all like this rocket bottom design. specifically remember the day. It was the 9th of August, 1989. And I actually remember standing there feeling sick. I just literally felt sick. It seemed like I was actually losing a girlfriend or losing someone important, because that's the equivalent feeling I had. I actually went through a period of mourning. The nights I was just crying, I just couldn't believe it. Because I couldn't get that feeling back, things that weren't really any great deal to me started becoming more of an issue. So I started writing letters off to Pepsi and to Coca-Cola, but they pretty much said that due to the improvements of soft drink bottle moulding and all that kind of stuff, that making those older bottles would be economically inefficient and would also too be quite expensive. From that point I knew that I'd never get my positive sensory overload tool back. For a company today like Pepsi or for Coca-Cola to at least make one of their lines in one of those older style bottles, that would just be heaven on earth. That would just be such a dream to come true. A house full of music.
Mark, our Rainman of retro, is going to RocKwiz. But before he gets on the plane, we thought he should get some advice from the Yoda of music trivia, Mr. Glenn A. Baker. Mark grabs the opportunity to show Glenn some of his own compilation work.
Have you done the artwork yourself?
Done everything.
Wow.
I've done the audio mastering. I've done the artwork.
Wow. That's really intriguing.
Look,
I'd be delighted to show them to.
Yeah, because there's so many Australian groups that have not got anything out on CD, like Coup d'etat. If you think of an 80s track, Body Talk is just so 80s.
I'm just astonished that you in fact picked up so much. Why the 80s? What was it? Simply because your age, it was the music that you came online with?
It's with Asperger's, when you hear something or you experience something, you remember it for life. And my childhood, sort of like that 79, 78 through to about 88, 89, it was just a lot of good memories, a lot of good times. And when I hear a song, I know kind of what I was doing at that time.
Yeah. But bands that sort of in Australia...
Glenn can't believe he's met someone who knows way more than him about the chart toppers of the 1980s.
Can you remember the Mental as Anything hit span of the 80s?
Yep, sure do. Their first hit was, let me think, we're going back to 1979, the Nips Are Getting Bigger.
Yeah.
And then, Just Like Romeo and Juliet was 1981, but they had another hit. They had a hit in June 1980.
In 1980? They did have a hit in June 1980, top 20 in fact. You probably should know this one.
Yeah. Come Around, that's it. Come Around. I'll get there in the end.
You get there very quickly.
And then they had Too Many Times in 1981.
So what are the 80s acts that really get you off? I mean, what do you really love listening to?
The movie and the soundtrack, although everybody seems to heave at it, it's totally terrible. But the movie and the soundtrack, both of them, which really caught me, was Xanadu.
You really like Xanadu?
It's so colourful and I know, it's really crap.
Well, it was an odd coupling, wasn't it, of ELO and Olivia?
Exactly.
I mean, both wonderful in their own veins and genres, but you would never have conceived before it happened of them coming together somehow, could you?
And it's just imagination with that film that's just gone totally through the roof. It was just really, at its time, it was just really weird, but I just loved it. I don't know, I would have been 11 at the time when it came out, and to me, it really appealed to me because it was sort of like an escapism.
Yeah, okay.
And it's sort of like this guy who's really down and out, trying to do his album covers, and he's getting a hard time from his boss, and then he discovers this magical girlfriend that sort of appears out of nowhere, and it's really, I don't know, it was just a really, just strange but weird, but I loved it. It was a great movie. And the soundtrack, it's my favourite all-time album.
Well, Mark, this has been quite a day. To say I'm astonished doesn't quite express it.
It's been great. It's really been a pleasure.
It.
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really... Things are happening. It's great.
Mark's own Xanadu happens in a parallel universe not far from our own planet.
When I was a kid, I dreamt all these places. I'd dream of it one night, and then 2 nights later I'd dream of it again, and again, and again. And it seemed to be in a continuum. As I've grown up, I've come to know what all these places are and what the story is.
I feel sometimes it could be a premonition, I could be heading that way, but it's a place called Earth 2. I live in this country called Samoja. I live in this city called Teleridge. And it's just about me going through school on Earth 2, going through school, having friends. Eventually I become like an astronaut, and I become a successful rock star. When I become a rock star, what's it like to be a rock star? What's it like to be at the top of the charts? When I get into being an astronaut, it's about all the good things and all the bad things that can go wrong in a space agency. You know, the glory of being the first Samojan in space, through to what you do if there's UFOs coming to attack your rocket. It's also got a lot of horrible things in it, so it's almost like a second reality. The best part about the dream is I actually own an entire media network across the world.
So every night when you go to sleep you have the same dream?
It's a dream, but it's just like now. It's just like day by day. When I fall asleep at night, I actually wake up in this dream. You know, I'm sitting there with my family or with my wife having breakfast. We go through the day, we do all the things and go to bed in that dream, and then I wake up now in this dream, in reality. So it's really quite bizarre.
As part of Mark's preparation, we head to a pub for a music trivia night.
Who is older, Steven Tyler or David Lee Roth?
Mark's never had a bunch of friends to go out with, so it's a whole new experience for him.
2003, 2004, for which
I don't know.
carefully 5 songs, name the song and the artist.
Not much 80s.
It might not look like it, but Mark's on the edge of a meltdown.
Bloody hell. Sorry, I don't know the rest.
It's too loud, too crowded, and there's not enough questions about 80s music. His confidence takes a real beating.
How you going?
Ready for RocKwiz?
Yeah.
You right with that?
Yeah.
The next day, we're flying to Melbourne, but Mark's got the flu. When you have Asperger's, breaking routine can be truly frightening. Last time Mark was on a plane was 20 years ago. He's never been away without his parents, and he's never been to Melbourne.
It's a peaceful, it's a very light, airy feeling when you go up in a plane and you go through the clouds. To me, it's a very uplifting, very free-form feeling that you have.
Just like you're out there, it's just, to me it's heaven. It's just, I've always dreamt of, if I was ever reincarnated, that I'd be reincarnated into an eagle and constantly be just flying at this height. It'd just be great. Yeah.
Everything's around me, but no one is ever there. The city that has so much, there must be something there for me. There must be something there for me.
So Mark,
Yeah.
how do you think you're going to feel if you don't get through the first round tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like to think about that. That's pessimistic. Yeah, I know. I don't want to think about it. I think it's negative thinking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, gotta keep your head up. So.
But no one is ever there. This city that has so much. There must be something there for me. There must be something there for me.
We're going to visit the RocKwiz venue ahead of time so Mark can get familiar with the place.
Yay, you found your way all right?
Yeah.
As the trams roll past. How you going?
Not bad.
Oh, good.
Then there's the RocKwiz gatekeeper, Brian Nankervis. He's curious to see whether Mark is the real deal.
So if I throw you some titles, what about Hey Jude and Revolution?
Yeah, that would have come out around about March, April 1968.
68. What about the Rolling Stones, Honky Tonk Woman?
I'd say about early 1969.
I think you're pretty right. All right, well, look, I tell you what, I should get in because we're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah, are we too late to quickly run?
No, come in.
Oh, wow, here we are.
Here we go. So this is it.
All right, so as we shoot the show.
Yep.
Hi, Julia.
The bright lights and noise of tonight's show could totally overload Mark.
Yeah, well, we're going to sit. There's going to be a table here.
Oh, okay.
So we thought it'd be good if you're near the screen to see. Only trouble is we're also near the speaker, so it'd probably be noisy.
Sure.
Yep. So just wait there for a moment.
You don't know any of those bands, Mark?
I hate to say it, but I don't know any of them. They're completely off my radar.
Don't know Tricky?
No, I don't know any of them. I'm embarrassed.
Here we go. Into the Espy.
Yeah, thanks.
We've made it to the Espy, Melbourne's heart of rock and roll. I feel right at home. But Mark doesn't do parties or pubs. For him, it's a kind of endurance test. The knockout preliminary round is about to begin. Whoever wins this round earns themselves a spot on the show and a chance to rub shoulders with some real-life rock stars.
Off you go! Ladies and gentlemen, could we please call up all the blue ticket holders?
From here on in, Mark's on his own.
How you going? Best of luck.
Welcome. Here we go. Good luck. Are the hands on the buzzers?
Yep.
Ready, steady. Which Electric Light Orchestra album featured the hit single Telephone Line? Yes.
A new world record.
A new world record. That's good. Which Madonna album featured the hit single Material Girl? Again.
It was Like a Virgin.
Like a Virgin. Well done. 2 off the mark. Yeah. Can you give me any dates there?
Like a Virgin came out in 1985.
1985. What time of the year?
January.
Did it last long in the charts?
Well, the actual title cut went to number 1. Went to number 1 for 3 weeks.
Don't you just love this? All right, let's keep moving here. Money changes everything.
Oh, no. Money...
Oh, God goes here.
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper is correct. That's called premature ebuzzulation. This one, are you ready? Original Sin, yes.
In Excess,
In
1984.
Excess. Well, what year?
1984.
1984. What if I gave you, if I gave you a year and a month, let's say 1986, 6 in March.
Oh, in March. Oh, you can even give me a date.
Let's say the middle, the 15th of March.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, here we go. Top 5 songs from 15th of March, 1986. Number 1 was When the Going Gets Tough by Billy Ocean. Number 2 was Diana Ross, Chain Reaction. Number 3 was Fergal Sharkey, A Good Heart. Number 4.
Hang on. Stay there. Number 4. 2 to go. 2 to go.
Artists Against Apartheid and Sun City. Number 5, we had Pseudo Echo and Love and Adventure.
Who would have thought you'd want to applaud Pseudo Echo?
He did it. I'm so proud. He's won over the crowd, but did he score enough points to get on the show? Whichever way it goes from here, Mark's proved he really is a contender.
Top 5.
How are you feeling?
Bloody hell, I've just become an instant celebrity. I've just came out of the men's and I've just had 7 people congratulating me. So.
Fantastic. So are you on the show? Are you in?
I'm about to find out. Well, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
So are they picking you or?
They're doing.
He's pretty sure he's in. We've got to go and sit back down and
We've
wait
got to
for
go
the
now.
call. But he was being called the Rock Messiah. People were bowing down saying we should go home.
We've got 8 brave RocKwizzers from round 1. Ian from round 2. Libby from round 3. Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, direct to you from the glitter and the glamour of the glorious Gershwin room. Good golly, Miss Molly, it's RocKwiz! Super and supreme, your host, Julia Zamero.
Good evening and welcome to RocKwiz, where our motto is Citius Sonitus Reverbus, which of course is Latin for faster, louder, and hey, how about a little bit of reverb? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark.
Thank you. Julia?
Yes?
I reckon you should give Mark a year and maybe give him a month and ask for the top 5. Let's see how we go.
Any year?
Have a go. You pick a year.
Any year. Well, I don't know, 87.
You've got a month. You want?
Oh, smarty trousers.
Got to be precise.
1980s. I've got to be precise. Well, can I choose the month of April since it is my birth month?
Ooh, good month actually. Good
Top
month.
5 April 87.
Okay. At number 1 we had I Knew You Were Waiting For Me.
Oh.
I knew.
Some of us have hidden talents, but Sydney man Mark Boerebach has something truly remarkable.
Our next guest, Mark Boerebach, is, well, to say he's an expert on the Australian music charts of the 80s and into the early 90s really understates this extraordinary talent.
You are the man.
Yeah, I feel good.
The wizard of RocKwiz.
As James Brown once said, I feel good.
Ow!
Deep in town got me a plan. I'm gonna get myself a quiz show man. Cash the checks and make me smile. Pick a box and spin my dial.
Hi Mum, how you going? I've just won RocKwiz. Yeah, I just won RocKwiz. No, that's it. Yeah, there's no prizes or anything. It's just like a fun game. Yeah.